Hello and welcome. You ever wonder how huge companies manage like thousands of suppliers without just getting completely buried in emails? Well, today we're going to dive into a key piece of that puzzle, the vendor portal. It's a tool that totally streamlines how businesses and their suppliers talk to each other. So here's how we're going to break this down. First, we're going to look at the chaos of doing all this manually. Then we'll see how a single central portal can bring some order to that chaos. We'll check it out from the supplier's point of view, see the massive wins for the internal teams, and then wrap it all up with the huge efficiency payoff that ties it all together.
All right, so every great solution starts with a problem, right? And in the world of procurement, that problem is often this massive communication choke point that just slows everything down to a crawl.
I mean, just think about the two worlds this slide represents. On the left, you've got the default for so many businesses. Just a total mess of emails, manual follow-ups. It leads to constant delays and miscommunication. But on the other side, you have a system that's centralized, it's structured, and it's transparent from the get-go. The difference here isn't just a small improvement, it's a totally different way of getting work done.
And that mess brings us directly to the solution. Creating one single, reliable place for the truth for every single supplier interaction. At its heart, a vendor portal is not just another website. It's a purpose-built environment, It's designed specifically to handle all those key interactions in the procure-to-pay process. Think of it as the single, reliable hub for both the company and every single one of its suppliers.
So, what does this actually look like for a supplier? Well, the biggest change is this move to self-service. It's all about empowering them to manage their own information and their own tasks directly.
First up, and this one is maybe the most important, is direct invoice submission. No more emailing an invoice into a black hole and just, crossing your fingers and hoping for the best.
This simple little workflow is honestly revolutionary. A supplier uploads their invoice, the portal checks it instantly to make sure it's okay, and then boom, it's automatically routed for processing. This just eliminates all those little errors and delays that come from someone having to type it in manually. It's clean, it's simple, and it is immediate.
Okay, next up is another huge time saver, seamless information updates. Just think for a second how critical it is for a company to have the right bank details for a supplier. You can't mess that up. So instead of relying on insecure emails back and forth, suppliers can just log in and directly update their own info. We're talking business information, banking details. They can upload new compliance documents or manage tax stuff. It puts the control and the responsibility right where it should be.
Now you might be asking a really good question here. If suppliers are putting in their own data, how do you make sure it's accurate, right? How do you stop mistakes from happening?
The answer is built-in data validation. See, the portal uses these preset rules to check information as it's being entered. It's kind of like a gatekeeper, stopping incomplete or just plain wrong data from ever getting into the system in the first place. It ensures the data is clean from the very start.
And maybe the biggest benefit for the suppliers is they get total transparency whenever they need it. This dramatically cuts down on all those, hey, just checking in, emails and phone calls that drive everyone crazy.
Suppliers can just log in and see everything for themselves. They can look at their purchase orders, check on delivery confirmations, and, this is the big one, check the real-time status of their invoices and get a clear timeline for when they're going to get paid. It just removes all the guesswork. Okay, so suppliers get a huge win. That's clear. But what about the company's own teams? The people in accounts payable and procurement. Well, for them, it's all about shifting away from those tedious manual tasks and moving toward more strategic, high-value work. This chart right here really shows that fundamental shift in where your team is spending its time. Before a portal, the vast majority of effort is just manual data entry and answering the same routine supplier questions over and over. But after, that manual workload just plummets, and that frees up all this time and energy for high-value stuff like data analysis, negotiation, and actual strategy. So the internal wins, they stack up really fast. Less manual work automatically means cleaner data. Having all the documents in one place improves compliance. And when the whole process is just smoother, your collaboration with your suppliers naturally gets way better.
And that brings us to the final and most crucial point, the overall efficiency payoff. This isn't just some small fix. It's a genuine win-win for the entire procure-to-pay process, which is, everything from buying a thing to paying the final bill for it.
As one of our sources put it so well, the portal isn't just an add-on, it becomes a key enabler of operational efficiency. Just by centralizing all that communication and all those documents, it unlocks performance gains across the entire business.
So, I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. What really happens inside a company when clear data and transparent communication aren't the exception, but they become the default way you do business with every single supplier? The impact is, well, it's profound.